All right, everybody, it is the magic hour. It is 7 o'clock on the dot. Welcome to 8 Minutes of Empowerment with the Life Teacher. We're going to finish this year strong. I strongly encourage you to make sure you finish this year strong. So we're going to get this time started and go right into it. Today, we're going to talk about straitjacket. All right, straitjacket. And I know you always think this guy is absolutely crazy or what he brings out, but there's always a point to bring with it. What is a straitjacket? A straitjacket is an object that restrains the movement of someone who is ill or somebody who could be dangerous. So what does that mean to you? For you, that means it is something that binds your ability to move. It halts your ability to put forth the actions to be who you were naturally designed to be. And even though you may think, man, I don't have any straitjackets in my life. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. Why? Because we all have had them at some point. We just know what it takes to get beyond the straitjacket. So now understand what I said just a second ago. It restricts your movement, but that does not mean it restricts your thinking. And you got to understand this box right here. It's like the black box in an airplane. Man, this thing is so powerful right here. It could do much more than your hands can actually do. Please don't miss that. Your mind can do more than your hand, more than your mouth, more than your feet. When you really get that thing set and you really get it free from anything that's bogging it down, your mind is not like tires on an automobile. They can get stuck in the mud and they just spin and spin and spin. Too many times we allow our minds to get in the mud, and we got to get beyond putting our minds in the mud. Our minds matter. What we think matter. How we think matter. And some of you right now, you're boxed in with feeling of self-doubt. But here's the thing. You don't have to own those feelings. Just because you feel a certain way does not mean that's how you have to be controlled. Let me give you an excellent point. Okay, it's cold weather right now. People are getting sick here and there. Even though we don't feel the best, guess what? We still go to work. Think about that. So if we can physically not feel good and still continue to perform, why is it when stuff bothers us and we feel as if we're nothing, we allow it to take control of us? That is a straitjacket. You were not designed to wear a straitjacket. I mean, we're not designed to wear a jacket, period. We wear a jacket at certain times. There's certain times we don't even think about a jacket. So, and the thing about a straitjacket is, I need you to see that you're frustrated because you relied on others who you thought would give you a boost, and they have not. Please get this. When you rely on others to give you a boost, you lie to yourself about what you're capable of. And when you really get to that place to say, you know what, I am it, I am the woman, I am the man, I can do me, I can do what I need to do, you will realize just how much power you really have. Okay, again, go back to a truck stuck in the mud. Some of them, it's a four-wheel drive truck. Guess what? It can get out of the mud. If it's on a two-wheel drive, it's going to stay stuck. You need to put your mind in four-wheel drive. You need to put everything you have in four-wheel drive and say, you know what, I've been stuck long enough. It is time to get out of this mud. I got to live my life. All right? Another way, you're overly concerned because they said they don't like you. And let me tell you this. I have never seen so many people who are grown and they're still stuck on who don't like you. Guess what? Whoever said they had to. And see, when you get to a place where you know who you are, the right people will actually come to your life and you don't ever have to ask for them. But when you're stuck on trying to get a certain people or a certain subset of people to like you, you're going to miss out on the life you're supposed to like and the life you're supposed to live because you're too hung up on just a few. Okay? You don't have to try to wait on people to like you. You don't have to overgive yourself, overextend yourself trying to get somebody to like you, and they probably never will. Because you know what happens is you do and you do and you do, but if their mind, they don't want to fool with you, once they've gotten everything out of you, they're done with you. Okay, if you ever fill up a gas can, once you empty that gas can, what do you do with it? You don't walk around with it like a pocketbook. You don't walk around with it like it's a wallet. You sit it down, guess what, until you need it again. And there are some people who are treating you like a gas can. They want you while they're empty, but as soon as you fill them up, they dissipate. They don't need you anymore. That's a straitjacket, holding on to those types of feelings and those thoughts that you need certain people. And I know people say, don't never say who you don't need. Let me tell you something. I'm a child of God. I can say who I don't need because I know the right people who I'm supposed to have in my life, who I'm supposed to cultivate, and they're supposed to cultivate me. I'm going to have those people. Stop feeling like you got to have everybody in your life. Here's the question. Ask yourself, how well has that worked out for me so far? You think about that. You've been holding on to some folks. You know they have feelings towards you, but you're trying to impress them so well, you're forgetting you need to impress yourself. Instead of trying to impress somebody else so greatly, learn how to impress yourself. All right, some of you been wearing straitjackets since 1984. Some of you weren't even born in 1984. Exactly. That means you've been holding on to some stuff for so long, it's almost like you were born with it because you feel as if that's your natural identity. That's not your identity. Your identity is overcomer. Your identity is a winner. So you're stuck in fair relationship. You're stuck in business attempts that did not work. You're stuck in a spotted past. None of that stuff has to define you. You have worn them long enough. And here's the thing about a straitjacket. Some of you got a straitjacket for every day of the week. You got one for every day of the month, for every day of the year, for every day of the years. With an S on the end. I'm from the country, so a Z on the end. Because you've been holding on this stuff for so long, you feel like, again, it's just a part of who you naturally are. Some of you wear straitjackets like you wear skin every day. It's not who you are. It's not who you are. You're not supposed to design it. It's not designed for you to carry that thing every single day. All right, now go back to what a straitjacket does. I define it as something that you wear to somebody who's ill and somebody who is dangerous. Are you ill or are you dangerous or are you both? Okay, you're ill to think you are nothing. You're ill to devalue yourself. How many times have you said, I can't? How many times have you said, I won't? And you do realize when you say, I can't, that's just an excuse to say, I do not want to. Stop making those excuses. Excuses are a straitjacket because they bind you. They're easy to make. Now, a straitjacket, even though the person wearing it don't put it on, it's more easy to put on to somebody who's stuck and who's settled. And you're so stuck and what didn't happen for you and what didn't happen to you, it's easy for those excuses to become your straitjacket. I love it. I love it. I love it. What makes you dangerous? You're dangerous because you're suppressing what is meant to be stimulated. Think about that. Something that's suppressed, you're pushing down on it. Something that's stimulated is meant to erupt like a volcano. When are you going to become a volcano? And what you have to love about a volcano, when a volcano erupts, it does more than affect the volcano. It affects a large surrounding around it. You're just that good. You're not only meant to empower yourself, you are meant to empower a whole body of people. Some of them you will never ever meet in your life, and that's totally okay. You just focus on doing you. You focus on your growth. You focus on how you continue to make yourself better every single day. And it takes a mindset to say, you know what, man, I'm taking this straitjacket off. Okay? You think it's too hard to pursue, which is why you're wearing a straitjacket, but now it's too hard not to pursue because you never get to truly do you. Take that straitjacket off. We're almost out of time. We're almost out of time. All right, so we've only got about 40 seconds left. With that being said, we're going to have to continue this tomorrow. I only plan to do one day with these 8-minute videos, but please come back and see me tomorrow. But the key takeaway from the day is you need to think about between now and tomorrow, whatever it is that you are wearing, whatever it is that is holding you to where you feel like you're nobody. I promise you're somebody. Why? Because you're living, because you're breathing. I don't care if life doesn't seem to be ideal like you want it to be. Whoever said it had to be the way it is now. That's why we work for the future. You never put money in the bank to take it out right there, and you put it in there to take it out for another day. And whatever you're putting into your spirit, whatever you put into your mind, it is not just going to impact you today. You're thinking about tomorrow, and tomorrow a year, and tomorrow a decade, and tomorrow centuries, because you're going to live your life a long time, and you're going to get the best out of it. All right, I got to go for today, but here's your life notation. Be you, do you, and whatever you be, do it better than anybody else. I'll see you on tomorrow morning.